Good morning, Technosphere. Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning, Dystopia. And welcome to What's Her Name Global. This is a pilot show. I think it's called a pilot when you have the beginning of a thing to give you a bit of story to fill you in on a series. Yeah, it's a pilot, but it's not going to be a story. So the function of this pilot is so that I can get my head around the format, which is What's Her Name Global's Morning Musings. And it's going to be a kind of that probably just about says it all. The idea of my morning musings, aside from the obvious need to bang on endlessly in the absence of being able to get anyone to actually speak to, I'm not very popular. People find me a bit much. The point is that being in the 21st century and living as I do in the middle of a communication revolution, and speaking from a creative perspective as a lifelong creator of things, I think I want to engage with my environment using the new media, which isn't that new anymore. And there's two streams of thought that I am pursuing. The first is our developing relationship with images and the ways in which we use them. And the other one is my ideas about selfism and the representation of the self in all the new media, and also now in our personal interactions with each other in the way that was never possible before. And the other thing that kind of underpins all of my thinking is our relationship with electricity and the way in which nowadays we need electricity not just to function on a practical level like light and cooking, and not even to function on a kind of convenience level like washing machines and power tools. We actually need electricity to power our communications with one another. And, well, I think that's a thing. It's an interesting thing. So that is going to be the point of the morning musings. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about electricity every day, but I am going to talk about comment and opinion on whatever it is that may be going on. I don't read the paper, and I don't watch the news. So when I refer to what's going on, I am often talking about what somebody's told me is going on because I haven't read it for myself. And the reason I don't want to read it for myself is it's also fucking horrible, depressing. And And then I find that the language in which I'm talking about, the cocksuck bullshit in which we live, is also inappropriate. So I'd like to issue an initial warning that my use of language is going to be inappropriate and that this nigger isn't playing the fucking right on speak. And that's not because I want to put people down or disparage them. It's because I'm very, very clear that lip service is not what is required. I got told off for using the word retard yesterday. I was saying that people who don't realise that children learn from being involved in housework were retarded. I then got told off for being negative about learning disabled people. I wasn't being negative about learning disabled people. I wasn't referring to learning disabled people. I wasn't thinking about or addressing anything about learning disabled people, of which I probably am one. I was saying that perfectly healthy, cognitively able, neurotypical persons who don't realise that children helping with the housework is a good thing are retarded by their ignorance. It's got nothing to do with fucking other people's use of the word. My use of language is my use of language. And if somebody wants to find out what it is I mean, then they could engage in an actual conversation. I am definitely not up for politically correct compulsory linguistic paradigms. You can be as politically correct as you like and still oppress people. Or you can be like me, a mouthy bastard who has no time for adhering to group definitions, poor group definitions of how one should use language. And I claim the right of freedom of speech. I will use the language I choose as I choose to use it. I think that's clear. Anyway, and in doing so, I will probably alienate lots of people, and lots of people will hate me, because that's apparently how it is. And I don't mind about that. My life is not a people-pleasing exercise. I do my utmost to facilitate and encourage development and opportunity among the people that I know. And I think I do a good job of it. And that'll do. That's all I care about. If the people I know learn something and that develop as people through relating to me, then that's all I care about. I'm not in this for friends. I'm in this for universal enlightenment. That's really tragic, isn't it? Oh my God, what a wanker. I am a wanker extraordinaire because my desire to facilitate the conscious evolution of everyone overrides my desire to interact on a pleasant and non-confrontational social level. It's okay. There are people who don't find my radical approach difficult. Actually, that's not true. There are people that don't find my radical approach difficult, but they're not the ones I hang out with. The ones I love deeply are the ones who are willing to tell me when they're finding my radical approach difficult and have the argument. There's not many of them. But hey, it could be worse. I don't know how to turn this off because it's not Facebook. And oh, you don't know how, I don't know how to do that. It's all very complicated. I'll get better at it. And I will also try and look better in the mornings. Because you can't live stream looking like this, can you? I look shit with a grey fucking wrap on. No. I miss the Facebook tiara and I can't have the Facebook flaming eyelashes. So, well, done is done. You're just going to have the raw me. I'm sorry I'm not more good looking. And my tits aren't what they used to be, otherwise I'd have them out. But if you find me interesting, you can comment or something.